had heard some show में कोई character had human character had turned into a makhi. Hussein and I used to say, thank God I have not become a makhi. Okay, I'm still a human being. Don't make fun of me. It's just brain humor, but I'm still a human. When shows run for so long, many teams change, creatives change, writers change. They come and they start writing in a different tone, and we have to remind them that no, this is not how Kumkum will talk. Kumkum's first husband had brain tumor. उसके बाद कुमकुम को भी ब्रेन ट्यूमर हो गया था, सुमित को भी ब्रेन ट्यूमर था. तो हमने कहा हमारी फैमिली बीमारी है क्या, ये सबको ब्रेन ट्यूमर होता है. फिर हम लोग हंसने लगते थे कि अब तो अगर शो में किसी ने ऐसे भी किया ना, तुम पूछते क्या हुआ, ब्रेन ट्यूमर. I want every mother to tell her daughter that it is so important to be independent, however well-to-do your parents are or your husband is. पहले के ज़माने में इसीलिए divorces नहीं होते थे because most of the women were not financially independent. Remember this, that they are worthy. You know, it is so important. We feel we all are a product of our childhood. Fears and everything. Our personality is shaped based on that. So अगर वो कहते हैं ना नींव से ही होगी तो इमारत से ही बनेगी.
Hi ma'am, welcome to After Hours powered by Catch. I think मुझे आपको introduce करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है because everyone knows who Juhi Parmar is, and I think anyone who's grown up in the 2000s or existed in the 2000s has obviously known you as possibly one of the most iconic characters, which is Kumkum.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be someone who doesn't need an introduction?
Okay. First of all, thank you. Thank you for such a warm introduction. Yeah, I think I feel grateful. That is the primary feeling. Yes, it does feel great and it is wonderful and all, but the first feeling is gratitude. Because there are many people out there who pursue their dreams, but sometimes they don't achieve, sometimes they achieve success. But the kind of love and adulation that came along with success was not something that I had imagined. So, yeah, I am very, very grateful to God and to my viewers who have loved me all these years and they continue to love me the same way.
But tell me, ma'am, when you go on the streets today, are you still recognized as Kumkum?
Yeah, very much. Not just here in India, even abroad. I mean, I had gone to the States last to last year for Samaira's summer vacation, and there were people who came to me and hugged me, calling me Kumkum. So it's not just here.
बट ऐसे थोड़ा अजीब नहीं लगता कि सबको आप तो उनके अपने लगते हो, but you're just like, but I don't know you.
No, not anymore.
नहीं.
I'm so used to it now, and I think it's a part and parcel. We are always prepared. We know that I may not know that person, but that person knows me. So that warmth that they give, it is quite natural.
No, I mean, I'm sure that I think for an actor, one part of this is that you ache for this. मतलब यही तो ultimate वो होता है ना कि लोग आपको almost अपना ही समझे, that you become
Yeah.
one of them only.
Yeah,
उनको ऐसे लगता है that, you know, we see this person every
Right,
day,
right.
we know how they are. But I think what people don't realize is you are so different from the characters that you play.
True.
कि personality में तो
True.
काफी फर्क होएगा ही. So, you know, sometimes when one person feels very accessible,
Right.
they may not be like Devin Bhojani sir had told us कि because of his character Gattu, वो again US में थे and कोई आके उनको tickle करने लग गया. And he's like, listen,
I'm not Gattu in real.
I'm not Gattu and this is a bit weird.
Right.
Have you had any weird
Right.
instances like this?
So my instances have not been weird, but emotional. Like people have come to me and shown love in such ways that I have been overwhelmed. Like I think this is one example which I have shared earlier also many times, but I cannot skip it because this is one of the most emotional memory of mine with one of my I don't like to call them fans, but admirers. So I had gone for an event and I was on the stage and there was this person, a gentleman who stood up and he said that my mother loves you and can she come and touch you? So I was a little hesitant because you just feel that, okay, I mean, asking for coming and touching is a little off feeling, but I was on stage and I couldn't say no and be rude. So I said, okay. But when he got his mother on stage, I realized that she's blind.
Oh.
And while he asked me that, can she touch you? He said that she watches your show every day and she wants to touch you. So when she came on stage and when he told me that she's blind, I told her that, like I asked her that, आपने बोला आप रोज देखते हो मेरा शो, लेकिन आप कैसे देखते हो? She
सुनती
said
है
मैं सुन के
वो.
देखती हूँ. तो मुझे छू के देखना था कि मेरी कुमकुम दिखती कैसी है.
Wow.
And she touched my face. So it still gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. So I've had moments like these. I've had moments where, like I had done a show very, very long back, when रिश्ते अच्छे थे आपसी देशों में. तो आई हैड डन दिस सीरीज कॉल्ड तेरे इश्क में इन पाकिस्तान. आई हैड गॉन एंड शॉट देयर. तो वहाँ पर बहुत देर से एक कोई ऑटो रिक्शा वाले भैया थे जो बाहर वेट कर रहे थे और मुझे बार बार वो लोग शूट में आके बोल रहे थे कि उनकी बेटी आपसे मिलना चाहती है. बट वी वर लाइक ट्राइंग टू फिनिश एंड रैप अप, सो आई कुडंट गो आउट एंड मीट, एंड आई केप्ट सेइंग उनको अंदर बुला लो, उनको अंदर बुला लो. बहुत देर के बाद मुझे समझ में आया जब वो अपनी बेटी को बड़ी मुश्किलों से अंदर लेकर आए. शी मस्ट बी लाइक 8-9 एट दैट टाइम. कि शी वाज हैंडीकैप्ड एंड शी कुडंट वॉक, and she was sitting in the auto for me for hours, and I felt so bad. I said मुझे पहले बता दिया होता मैं बाहर चली जाती. I couldn't even imagine something like this. I said उनको अंदर बुला लो और बच्ची ही अंदर आ जाएगी. But when I met her, that auto rickshaw guy told me that वो आपको इतना प्यार करती है कि वो स्कूल से आके आपका शो जरूर देखती है, और स्कूल में जब टीचर ने पोएम सुनाने को कहा तो उसने आपके शो का टाइटल सॉन्ग गाया था. So
Oh.
these are those moments, which that is why I feel so grateful, because I have experienced a lot of love from people. More than funny, it's been overwhelming.
Warm. But you know, that is why TV is such a powerful medium. I feel like when you see someone every day, वो ऐसे लगता है वो
वो
आपके
आपका अपना ही है.
दिन का ही पार्ट बन गए
Right.
हैं. You know, आप रह ही रहे हो उनके साथ,
Right.
because it's a very intimate relationship you start sharing with someone that you see every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if OTT has the same impact.
See, OTT is a completely different zone where you just watch like 5-8 episodes and then you wait for the next season.
Yeah.
If you have connected with the show, I don't think that kind of connection and relatability can happen, which is there in television, because you get to see these characters over the years and every day. So it's a totally different emotion. But there, I think the wait is for the next season. Like my recent show on Amazon, Ye Meri Family, there the moment one season would get over, my fans would start asking on my social media platform and everywhere that waiting for another season. Wait, like now season 4 has come and people are already asking me when will season 5 come. So they wait for another season if they love the characters, and they keep re-watching the episodes if they like it. So that's a different connection and attachment. This is different. It can't be compared.
I also assume कि creative freedom in OTT is more. I think because आपको इतना content churn out करना होता है टीवी में, तो शायद उसका मतलब you need to be very quick at writing, तो
On the
इतना plan नहीं होगा.
contrary, it is the other way around.
Really?
Because टेलीविजन में आप इतना रच बस जाते हो अपने कैरेक्टर में कि कई बार आप बता देते हो कि नहीं ये नहीं, ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा होना चाहिए. माई कैरेक्टर शुडंट से दिस, बिकॉज व्हेन शोज रन फॉर सो लॉन्ग, many teams change, creatives change, writers change. They come and they start writing in a different tone, and we have to remind them that no, this is not how Kumkum will talk. This is not her lingo. This is not what she will speak. So we have more freedom there because we know the characters so well. We've been living it every day. Whereas in OTT, you have workshops, you have rehearsals before the shoot. You've kind of gone through those scenes already 2-3 times while doing your readings and all. So you know that this is exactly what you have to do. This is exactly what you have to say. There is very less scope of kind of being impromptu there and do your own thing. वो कभी शूट करते हुए if your co-actor is such that no, वो spontaneously कुछ कर जाते हैं और वहाँ कुछ निकल आता है. Like in ये मेरी family, राजेश कुमार, who was opposite me, he's a very spontaneous actor and he would do such funny things. कई बार हम उसको carry forward कर पाते थे और कई बार it used to be so funny that we couldn't control our laughter and we had to start laughing, and then he would be like waste हो गया मैंने जो improvise किया था. So that also happens. there in OTT, I feel that the beauty is that you get to play different kind of characters. In television, you're playing one character for a very long time.
But I meant more in the sense of writing. For example, कि जो आप because television as a medium
Hmm.
does not permit that much sort of how do I say कि जैसे आप बहुत सारी चीजें टीवी पे नहीं दिखा सकते जो आप ओटीटी पे
Of
दिखा
course,
सकते हो
yes,
तो उस
limitations are
हाँ
there in
तो
television
वो
for sure.
लिमिटेशंस की वजह से राइटिंग तो थोड़ी हो ही जाती है ना
Writing point of view, say yes, definitely. OTT is a much bigger horizon.
हम्म
It's wider, where it's endless. The kind of content you can have
क्योंकि
in
इतनी
OTT is
सेंसरशिप नहीं
endless.
होती
Yeah,
ना
censorship, and um, there is no limitation to your imagination. You can imagine anything and have any kind of um, story or characters. Whereas in television, yes, it is catered to a certain kind of audience, and it is family show, so
हम्म
that limitation is there. For an actor, there is no
गॉट इट
limitation
फॉर
as
एन
such.
एक्टर आई थिंक टीवी एज अ मीडियम
TV gives you
अलाउज यू टू
more freedom.
हाँ क्योंकि आप वही रोज लिव करे तो एज
Yeah,
यू सेड यू
yeah,
कैन टेल द
yeah,
राइटर्स कि
yeah.
माय कैरेक्टर
ये
विल
ऐसा
नॉट
नहीं होगा,
बिलीव
मैं
हाँ
ये नहीं बोल सकती.
हाँ
But OTT में आप before playing the character, you already know that this is what you have to do.
वो स्ट्रक्चर में रह के ही
Yeah,
आप जो
yeah,
इम्प्रोवाइज करते हो
yeah.
वो होता है बट टेल मी मैम जब आप 2000s में टीवी कर रहे थे ठीक है ऑफ कोर्स डेली सोप्स इतने सारे चल रहे थे आई थिंक द 4 5 most popular ones you were doing one for I think 7 8 years of that
7 years.
7 years of Kumkum but did you ever like see the stories around you and you're like कोई मर के जी रहा है वापस से देन यू लाइक ये थोड़ा बहुत
हम
अजीब
लोग
नहीं
हम
है
लोग हंसते थे, बहुत
हाँ
हंसते थे. आई रिमेम्बर कुमकुम में कुमकुम्स फर्स्ट हस्बैंड हैड ब्रेन ट्यूमर. उसके बाद कुमकुम को भी ब्रेन ट्यूमर हो गया था. सुमित को भी ब्रेन ट्यूमर हुआ था. हमने कहा हमारी फैमिली बीमारी है क्या ये? सबको ब्रेन ट्यूमर होता है. फिर हम लोग हँसने लगते थे कि अब तो अगर शो में किसी ने ऐसे भी किया ना, तो पूछते क्या हुआ? ब्रेन ट्यूमर. इट हैड बिकम अ जोक ऑन द सेट्स कि अब किसको होने वाला है
बट
ब्रेन
वी
ट्यूमर.
कुडंट इनोवेट अ डिजीज आल्सो
हाँ,
वी कुडंट इनोवेट अ डिजीज कि हम ब्रेन ट्यूमर के अलावा कोई
ब्रेन
भी
ट्यूमर,
और
हाँ,
हर
मतलब वो
चीज ब्रेन ट्यूमर
अच्छी चल रही है ना, सक्सेसफुल डिजीज है वो, हमारे शो के लिए काम कर रही है, तो उसी पे वर्क कर लो.
बट देन डिडंट यू जस्ट से कि यार ये थोड़ा अजीब है
पर उस टाइम पे मेरे ख्याल से कुमकुम सबसे सेंसिबल और रिलेटेबल और डाइजेस्टेबल शोज में से था, इसलिए इतना नहीं बोलना चाहिए था.
हाँ
बिकॉज उस टाइम पे इस किस्म की चीजें हो रही थी टेलीविजन में, जिसको सुन के हम लोग बोलते थे हम तो बहुत सही हैं, हम तो बहुत कंट्रोल्ड है, हम तो
बाय
बहुत
थियरी ऑफ
रियल है.
रिलेटिविटी इट वाज गुड
यस,
या
मतलब I don't even remember which show was it, but I had heard some show में कोई character had human character had turned into a मक्खी.
वो मूवी है एक
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
राजामौली की मूवी है
टेलीविजन जैसे ही कोई मूवी होती तो उसको टेलीविजन में कोई ना कोई तो कैरेक्टर वो बना ही लेते थे ना उस टाइम पे. तो ऐसा कुछ हुआ था, तो हम लोग तो हुसैन एंड आई यूज्ड टू से थैंक गॉड आई हैव नॉट बिकम अ मक्खी. ओके, आई एम स्टिल अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, डोंट मेक फन ऑफ मी, इट्स जस्ट ब्रेन
Yeah.
ट्यूमर, बट आई एम स्टिल अ
Yeah,
ह्यूमन.
human being with brain tumor is definitely way better than turning into a monkey or a nagin or a
या
lion or God
या
knows
सो
what.
एटलीस्ट वो सब नहीं किया है
हाँ
हमने.
और जैसे मर मर के प्लास्टिक सर्जरी करके
हाँ,
रिटर्न भी
हाँ.
बहुत सारा होता था
हमारे उसमें थैंकफुली वैसा नहीं हुआ था, पर क्या है, मैं ना एज एन एक्टर बहुत जल्दी बोर हो जाती हूँ.
हम्म,
मतलब मुझे लगता था एक ही एक कैरेक्टर, हाउ लॉन्ग डू यू प्ले, सो फिर वो एक्साइटमेंट नहीं होता है.
हम्म,
तो माय क्रिएटिव टीम वाज सो अकोमोडेटिंग एंड दे वर सो स्वीट. कुमकुम हैड बिकम लाइक होम फॉर अस. हम
yeah.
फैमिली मेंबर्स ही हो गए थे सब. सो एवरी फ्यू डेज व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू स्टार्ट गेटिंग बोर्ड ऑफ द कैरेक्टर, माय क्रिएटिव यूज्ड टू कम एंड आस्क, अच्छा नाउ व्हाट वुड यू लाइक टू डू? डबल रोल करते हैं. अच्छा ठीक है, डबल रोल, चलो ठीक है, डबल रोल लिखते हैं. तो दे यूज्ड टू रियली आस्क मी दैट व्हाट डू यू क्रेव playing, so
Hmm.
that maintained the excitement of playing different characters. So in Kumkum I think I've played about 6 7 different kind of characters, from reincarnation to double role to losing my memory and becoming completely different gaon wali, to coming in disguise as a Haryanvi character, so what not, like I've done so much in Kumkum. तो वो था कि एक ही कैरेक्टर है, बट आई गॉट टू प्ले डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स इन द सेम शो, so
I
it was
think
fun.
I think what people really appreciated about it, of course, was as you mentioned, Hussein, you and Hussein
Yeah.
together. I think people were obsessed with the idea of the both of you
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
कि
that is
ये साथ
true.
में बेस्ट लगते हैं.
हाँ, हम बस साथ दिख जाते थे, वो अपने आप ही
हाँ.
पसंद आ जाता था उनको.
But what was that working relationship like?
The best working relation you can ever imagine. Hussein and I were such good friends, and our comfort with each other as friends and as human beings, I think that is what translated on the screen and turned out to be the chemistry
Hmm.
that would be seen on screen. And it was so beautiful working together, and it was so good to work with a co-actor who is not at all insecure,
Hmm.
who is not at all thinking of only his performance or her performance, so to say. So we were always there for the show. We
Hmm.
would never ever feel that I want to perform better than him or he wants to perform better than me. No, it was us.
The
It
greater
was the
good.
team, and that is why I think it was the Jodi Kumkum Sumit which worked so much. We would always help each other do better in the scenes, and never ever it has happened that an assistant has given us the cues unless we are not there on the set that
Hmm.
day. If we are there, even if I am not feeling like being on the set for any reason, whatever I'm doing, I may be on the call or anything, or same goes to him, we would still be called for the cues because we had said that cue hum hi denge. When I would give cue to him, the whole emotion would be different, the way we would perform would be different. Even if we were not there in the frame, we would look for a spot where we could stand, and we used to be like, we need to just look at each other
Hmm.
to get that feeling.
It works
Yeah, it worked like
instantly.
magic. So, and that is
Hmm.
why that magic continues.
Yeah, because I think like even you guys had done just one reel together and that also went
Yeah.
viral, and
We
just
did
seeing you both
two. This
together.
time again we did it because people loved it so much
Yeah.
last year also.
तो वो इतनी पुरानी memory of just seeing two people
Yeah.
together also clearly
Yeah.
was something that you know stayed with people
Yeah.
कि वो अभी भी देखना चाहते हैं.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Do you ever live in nostalgia?
Oh, I'm a very, very nostalgic person. I to love nostalgia because that is where your memories are. It's just how you take it. Like if you are a nostalgic person, you get sad about it, then it's not good. But if you
Hmm.
feel good about it, you get a smile on your face about anything that you're nostalgic about. Why not?
Hmm.
Ye Meri Family is a nostalgic show. That is why people love it because
Hmm.
it takes you back to 90s.
Hmm.
So yeah, nostalgia is so beautiful.
What are some of the top 3 highlights of you've been working since the age of 18 if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong?
I've completed 25 years in the
Yeah, so
industry.
in the
My silver
last
jubilee year.
2.5 decades, if you were to give me 3 high points when you just felt like this is amazing, you know, this is what I've been dreaming about since I was a kid, or this is what I always wanted, what have been those 3 high points?
In my career,
Or personal life, whatever.
obviously, career wise, it has to be Kumkum. It can never be without Kumkum. The other high point was when I won Big Boss because that was a big achievement in my eyes. Not because I won it, but because of the kind of show it is, and I sustained for
It's tough.
3 months, and
It's tough to
yeah, and
last.
came out with no enemies. That was a
Yeah,
big
that
achievement
is a
for
big
me.
achievement.
So that career wise, and third, I think as an actor, I don't know what to choose. Ye Meri Family because it is a completely different kind of
Hmm.
performance that I did, or Shani's negative character where I played Sangya because I was told that with this face I will not get to play negative ever, and I did a
Matlab I
double role
can't.
again in Shani, and I played Sangya there who was cold blooded,
Wicked.
wicked and cold blooded.
Hmm.
So I loved playing that
हाँ
character.
मतलब मैं भी आपके चेहरे से नेगेटिव रोल नहीं इमेजिन कर पाती लाइक यू हैव अ वेरी प्लेजेंट
हाँ,
फेस
मुझे सबने यही कहा था।
हाँ इट्स
तो जब
लाइकेबल इट्स एफेबल लाइक इट्स स्वीट
तो तभी जब मैंने ये बात सिद्धार्थ तिवारी से कही थी जो मेकर ऑफ द शो, उन्होंने कहा था मुझे तो तुम में संज्ञा ही नज़र आई। अच्छा ठीक है, ओके।
यू आर सीइंग समथिंग
I
इन
said,
मी
"What
दैट
did you
आई डोंट नो
see?" So
बट
yeah,
of all of these things again I completely agree lasting in Big Boss huge
yeah,
accomplishment I
yeah,
think that too with like grace and dignity and you know like
yeah.
the format of the show is very like
But
you
I
know
think it has
it
changed
can
a
get
lot.
to you.
It has changed a lot now. It was different then. But yeah, change is the constant of life.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. And yes, if you said high points, and in personal life, there can't be anything higher than
Your
giving birth
child.
to my daughter. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing better, bigger than that, and there can never be something better, bigger than that for me.
What happens when you have a child? How does it? And I
Magic
ask
happens.
mothers because I don't think you know it till you've experienced it,
You
right?
can never know it. You can only imagine it. You can never ever even come close to understand that feeling that a mother has for the child. It is magic. I mean, there is some switch जो on हो जाता है. No one needs to be taught how to love your child. No one needs to be taught how to be a mother. That unconditional love, it, it is your heart outside your body roaming around in front of you. You cannot love yourself more than your child.
But that sounds very tough.
Right? It is tough until and unless you experience it. The
Hmm.
moment you do, you just know why. Like I used to always tell my mom, क्या आप बात बात पे रो देते हो, हमारी कोई बात होती है तो रोते हो. हर बात में मम्मी, सभी की मम्मियाँ सेम ही कहती हैं, जब तुम माँ बनोगी तब पता चलेगा.
Hmm.
I tell my daughter, जब तुम माँ बनोगी तब पता चलेगा. So it is something you can't explain. It is something you can't even try to understand until and unless you have a child. There's nothing better than that. There's nothing more meaningful than that. It's the best
What is
thing.
your relationship with Samira like?
It is I mean, it is a relationship which is not just limited to mother daughter.
Hmm.
It is a relationship which is the most soulful relationship I could have imagined in my life. It is the answer to every prayer that I have ever prayed.
How wonderful.
She's a child. I don't know what did I do to deserve someone as wonderful and as understanding as Samira. I always tell her, you are an older soul than me. Because souls की जो life होती है, there is no beginning and end of soul. And
Yeah.
how do you measure the age of a soul is by the number of lives that
Yeah.
soul has experienced. So I can guarantee you that she is an older soul than me, because she's so much more mature. She's so understanding, such a zen kid. By zen, it doesn't mean that she's not naughty, she wouldn't trouble me, she wouldn't, but there is something about her where I know that she's my healer. I always tell her that God sent you to heal mama.
Hmm.
Even if I have a headache, I tell her, please put your hand on my head. No, I'll feel better. And the moment she puts her hand, I feel like, "Hey, you heal me. You heal me." She's my healer.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful. I'm sure she's very lucky to have a mom like you also who, you know, feels so much love for her. Matlab, I can almost feel it sitting across from you.
I remember we have a friend, family friend, Rashi. So I had gone to Punjab for some work, and then there we stayed for a few days because these are my friends. So they have family there and all, and we'd gone to Wagah border. And Samira was not with me at that time. So when we were sitting there and I was watching it, that experience was so beautiful. I was like, why have I come here without Samira? I want Samira to see this. I want some. So she was like, it's okay, Juhi, you can bring her next time. I said, it's not about that. He said, when I am experiencing it the first time, I want her eyes to see the same thing at that time. I don't want her to be left behind to experience this. She was not able to understand what I'm trying to say. But when we came back and she met Samira, she said that, Samira, your mama loves you more than anybody loves anyone in this world. I said,
That's a
I
good
like
way
to
to
hear
put
that.
it.
I said,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, this is how you felt when I was talking about her. She said, yes, you love her more than anyone can love anyone in this world. She said,
Mm.
you are obsessed with Samira. So I don't know how lucky she is to have me, but I am the luckiest mother to have Samira.
Are you a helicopter mom?
Kind of.
Hmm.
Sometimes. But at the same time, I'm a mom who feels that you have to be the person who can be your own helicopter.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Elaborate a little bit on that.
So I feel that we all are on our own journeys. I don't know. When I go into this direction, I sometimes may sound a little unreal,
Hmm.
but I am a lot into spirituality, and I read a lot, and I do a lot of inner work and all. And it has got no connection with how you dress, how you talk, how you live your life. Spirituality is not where you leave everything and wear a bhagwa choga and just go and sit somewhere and you're not a part of grahastha jeevan.
Hmm.
It is not spirituality. Spirituality is how you feel from inside and what you radiate.
It's like meditating in the marketplace.
Yeah. So but I feel meditation should be your way of living.
Hmm.
You should be meditating with every breath
Yeah.
while doing everything else, which means that if you're mindful,
Hmm.
you are meditating. You are in that meditative state. You are mindful when you're meditating. So, coming back to your question, I have explained a lot of things to Samaira about life, about experiences at a very young age, because she's experienced certain things at a very young age. And I feel that um, instead of me being on her head to do things in a certain way, or being the wind beneath her wings, I would want her to believe in herself, be her own helicopter, not say that my mom is a helicopter mom who has stopped me from this, or who has given me the wind to kind of
Yeah.
go ahead in life. I want her to believe in herself and be her own helicopter,
But then how do you empower her to be her own helicopter?
because I'm there to tell her whenever whatever is going wrong. When she asks me things, it is taking her back to herself. It is reminding her that she is capable. It is reminding her that this is her own journey. She has to take her own decisions, and she has to be aware of the consequences of the choices that she makes. Every day we are choosing. Everything we choose to do is a choice we make. And that is how we face the consequences. So I tell her that it is you and only you that you have to depend on, because life is full of surprises. People who you trust, people who you depend on, can just suddenly go from your life.
Yeah.
There is no guarantee of life itself.
Yeah.
So, telling your child to depend on you, or being controlling, or being too giving, I am doing everything, but at the same time I tell her that depend on yourself for everything. Trust your instinct. Know when your gut tells you what is right and wrong. Believe in yourself. These kind of conversations we have on a very regular basis.
Hmm.
And I have such wonderful deep conversations with her that it will sometimes be unbelievable, because she's only 12. She's just turned 12, but I've been having such conversations with her since I think she was 7 8,
Hmm.
and she already understands so much. Like, there are days I say, I think I'm going to fall sick. I'm not feeling good. She says, Mama, don't manifest it.
Hmm.
And I'm
Wise for
saying
a
a 12-year
12-year-old.
old is saying this, but she said this at 10 also. She
Hmm.
said this at 9 also. So I'm telling you, she's a different child.
No, I'm
So
sure
she
she
doesn't
is.
need anyone to um, constantly do things for her. She herself is capable, and that is what I have taught her.
Hmm.
Also, I have taught her the importance of being independent. I want her to be independent. And I want every girl child to be independent when she grows up. I want every mother to tell her daughter that it is so important to be independent, not just in your thoughts, but also financially.
Hmm.
However well to do your parents are, or your husband is, it doesn't matter. The confidence that you get, because um, you are your own person. You do things the way you want to do it, when you have the confidence of financial freedom.
Money gives you
It gives you
confidence.
the confidence, and it gives you the confidence to step out of situations where you don't want to
Yeah.
be. You don't feel stuck ever in life. So that is the biggest empowerment. You really need to know what makes you happy. There are lots of layers. It is not, don't stay on the surface and talk. I always believe in going into the whys
Hmm.
and deeper layers. And I tell her that it doesn't mean that you have to choose your career which is only going to give you money. You have to choose a career which is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
When you're happy, money is byproduct. It will come. But always know that you have to be independent. Never depend on anybody in life.
लड़कियों इतनी लड़कियों के पास कोई एग्जिट डोर ही नहीं होता इन बैड सिचुएशंस क्योंकि उनके पास पैसे नहीं होते.
सिंपल. पहले के ज़माने में इसीलिए डिवोर्सेस नहीं होते थे,
हम्म.
बिकॉज़ मोस्ट ऑफ द वुमेन वर नॉट फाइनेंशियली इंडिपेंडेंट. सो
उफ,
दे डिडंट हैव अ
वो कुर्ती
चॉइस.
रहती थी बेचारी एंड दे यूज्ड टू कीप सफरिंग
ज़िंदगी
बिकॉज
भर,
नहीं थे.
ज़िंदगी भर.
आई रेड समवेयर दैट आपने अपने डैड को बोल दिया था कि आप मुझे पैसे भेजना बंद कर दो बिकॉज अदरवाइज.
मैं कभी मेहनत नहीं करूँगी.
हाँ, टेल अस अ लिटिल अबाउट दैट. आई वाज वेरी fascinated by that.
Okay, so it was like I came to Mumbai in 1999 January, on 5th January to be precise. तो till April पापा ने मुझे पैसे भेजे. पैसे खत्म हो जाते थे, पापा भेज देते थे. फिर मैं फ़ोन करती थी, फिर वो भेज देते थे. पर मुझे ऐसा लगने लगा कि ऐसे कोई पेड़ पे तो पैसे लगे नहीं है मेरे पापा के पास कि वो तोड़-तोड़ के मुझे भेजते रहेंगे एंड दिस इज नॉट द एज जहाँ मुझे उनसे पैसे मंगाने चाहिए, अभी मुझे
पर
इंडिपेंडेंट
आप
होना
भी
चाहिए।
यंग ही थे तब।
हाँ, बट मुझे अगर मैं काम करने आई हूँ तो मैं उस चीज़ को सीरियसली तभी लूँगी जब मैं डिफ़िकल्टीज़ देखूँगी। जब चीज़ें ऑन द प्लैटर मिल जाती हैं आपको विदाउट डूइंग एनी हार्ड वर्क, तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है मेहनत करना, क्योंकि
ट्रू।
आपके पास कोई लैक नहीं है। तो वो डिज़ायर बहुत कम होती है क्योंकि हर चीज़ मिल रही है आसानी से। सो आई टोल्ड हिम इन द मंथ ऑफ अप्रैल दैट यू स्टॉप सेंडिंग मी मनी। आप अगर पैसे भेजते रहोगे तो मैं कभी मेहनत नहीं करूँगी और फिर मैं कभी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होंगी। तो आप मुझे पैसे भेजना बंद कर दो, मुझे थोड़ी मुश्किलें देखने दो, मैं मुश्किलें देखूँगी तो उन्हें नहीं फेस करना है, उसमें नहीं जीना है, इसलिए मेहनत करूँगी।
How old were you when you said this to him?
17 and a half when I came to
How
Mumbai.
does a 17-and-a-half-year-old kid say don't send me money otherwise I won't learn how to work
How
hard?
can a 10-year-old say don't manifest it?
Hmm. Runs in the genes.
So yeah, I told my
Genetic
dad.
wisdom.
Yeah. So I just told him that, and he was hesitant because he felt that any father would feel कि मेरी बच्ची कैसे करेगी, मुश्किल
Unsafe
होगी,
भी
ये
हो
होगा,
सकते हो
वो
ना
होगा।
आप। To not have money can make a parent also feel कि कहीं unsafe ना हो,
हाँ, पर
like रात को इधर-उधर घूमने में पैसे होने चाहिए अगर
अगर
आपको।
इतना ही स्टेज आ जाता कि बिल्कुल ही नहीं बचा है तो फिर तो आई एम श्योर मैं उनको फ़ोन कर देती। प्लस आई हैड माय चाचा-चाची इन मुंबई,
Hmm.
सो आई कुड हैव आस्क्ड देम। ही न्यू कि ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही अ, रोड पे होगी और क्या करूँ, कहाँ जाऊँ, मतलब कोई सिचुएशन से बाहर निकलने का रास्ता नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं। मगर हाँ, जब आपके पास कोई कमी नहीं होती है, तो आप मेहनत कम करते हो।
Hmm.
तो इट इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट टू सी लैक, इट इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट टू फेल समटाइम्स इन लाइफ, टू वर्क हार्डर।
Failure is the only teacher.
Yeah,
Success
yeah,
teaches you nothing.
yeah, yeah. So that is why I told him that let me face difficulties, I'll work harder. And I'm happy I did that because that was the
Of
day,
course.
until date, my father never had to send money again.
No, and I'm sure that you will inculcate this value system in your daughter
I'm
also.
already doing that.
Hmm. But tell me something. आपने जो भी, and I'm not asking you what that was, but what have you learned from your failures? I'm asking you this because if I was to take advice from you,
Hmm.
I'm in my 30s. What would you teach me from your experiences जो आपने सीखा है अपने failures से?
सबसे बड़ी सीख ये है कि a lot of things are not in our control. So what is going to happen to us, we don't know.
Hmm.
But how we react to it is the only thing which is in our control. So if we choose to kind of let that keep pulling you down, you will keep going down in the negative spiral of life,
Hmm.
which will start working on your thoughts, and that will become your a way of your life where you will see everything negatively, and there will be no motivation left in you to do things the correct way. Or the other choice is that you look at it and you ask yourself, what is it trying to teach me?
Hmm.
You take the learning from it and you move on and keep working positively towards whatever you are doing. And this change that has come in me is not just because of what I learned in my life through my failures, but has also come through Bhagavad Gita.
Hmm.
I think this is the best thing that happened to me. If I have to go back to your question, in my personal highs, the biggest high is my daughter, and the second highlight and the best thing that has happened to me is Bhagavad Gita.
Hmm.
When I read it last year, it's been a year. I read it in last January. I started, and it took me 3 months to finish the book. It gave me a lot of answers to a lot of questions जिसके जवाब किसी के पास नहीं थे. अब मेरे पास वो सवाल ही नहीं रह गए हैं. And the thing that I have learned from it, and if I have to tell you, is detachment from the outcome of whatever you are doing. If you're
Hmm.
detached from the outcome, you will never find yourself in a miserable state.
Hmm.
Because we are attached to the outcome of whatever we do, is when we are not able to take the failure. If you are
Hmm.
detached, then failure is not going to affect you, it's only going to teach you.
That's a very good point. I will definitely keep that in mind that one has to be detached from the outcome of things. आप कर्म करो, आप फल की चिंता मत
This
करो
is
बस.
exactly what detachment is. And
Hmm.
कर्म करो फल की इच्छा मत करो का मतलब ये नहीं है कि मैं कर्म तो कर रही हूँ, अब मैं जस्ट फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल मैं एक शो कर रही हूँ मगर मैं ये सोच रही हूँ कि चले ना चले मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है. नो, दैट इज नॉट रियल डिटैचमेंट. द रियल डिटैचमेंट इज चला तो बहुत अच्छा, अगर नहीं चला
तो भी
तो
अच्छा.
भी मैंने अपना बेस्ट किया, मैंने अपनी तरफ से कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ी. उसमें क्या कमी थी जिस वजह से वो नहीं चला, वो हमें ध्यान रखना चाहिए ताकि नेक्स्ट शो में वो गलतियां ना हो.
हम्म।
चाहे फिर वो प्रोड्यूसर ने की हो, चाहे वो एक्टर ने की हो या राइटर ने की हो,
कहीं मैंने सुना था कि मन का हो तो अच्छा और ना हो तो
तो
और भी
और भी
अच्छा,
अच्छा,
क्योंकि उससे फिर सीखने को मिलता है।
क्योंकि वो फिर उसके मन का हो रहा है
हम्म।
और वो ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है।
हमेशा ज़्यादा अच्छा होता है। आई थिंक इन द ग्रैंड स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स वी कांट फोरसी व्हाट इज़ इन आवर बेस्ट इंटरेस्ट।
But it takes time to understand all this. I was never this person earlier. There was a time when I even questioned the existence of God because I felt that so much wrong is happening in my life. Where is He? Is He not seeing what is happening and all that? I've been through that stage also.
Hmm.
But that is what healing process is. And when you don't let that failure keep pulling you down because you have that fire in you that I don't want to be there. That choice I have.
Hmm.
I am not going to stay there mentally, emotionally, in any way. Physically, also. If you want to lose weight, you have to work towards it. You can't just, okay, I want to lose weight, but I'm not going to do anything about it. It doesn't work that way,
तो
right?
किसी भी चीज़ में नहीं
किसी चीज
चलता।
में नहीं करता तो exactly, so emotionally also if you're there you have to come out of that situation and see yourself as a third person and say I'm not going to stay there. And all this happened with the inner work that I did, or my biggest thing is Geeta. What happened to
Hmm.
me is that has given me so many answers that today those questions don't exist. Today I'm thankful for everything that happened in my life, including the bads, the wrongs, the lows.
Hmm.
Because I am this person today only because I saw that. I would have not been this person today. I wouldn't have looked for these answers. Those questions wouldn't have existed then for me to look for its answers, for the questions to not exist anymore.
Yeah, very true. And I think that the purpose of life is evolution only. Na? It's the evolution of consciousness. So I think everybody has challenges in their lives, and those challenges are so necessary
So necessary.
because in the absence of those, you never seek the answers that you're talking about.
Yeah, you
क्यों
will never.
करोगे? आपको क्या मोटिवेशन लाक ही नहीं है?
लायक ही नहीं है ना, इसलिए.
Ma'am, in any of your sort of low moments, did you ever feel कि नहीं हो रहा, नहीं होगा?
Many times. Many times.
फिर कैसे निकलता है उस साइकिल से?
When you see your child's face,
और जिसके पास नहीं है चाइल्ड वो क्या करेगा?
बहुत मुश्किल है. उसको अपना बाहर निकलने का कारण ढूँढना पड़ेगा और वो कारण शायद अपने अंदर देखकर खुद होना चाहिए कि गॉड हैज़ गिवन अस दिस लाइफ नॉट टू जस्ट वेस्ट इट. बट हाँ, जब इट इज़ ओनली ह्यूमन टू फील ब्रोकन एंड टू फील कि नहीं हो रहा है. मेरे पास रीज़न था जब भी मुझे लगा कि अब नहीं हो रहा है या दिस इज़ टू मच टू टेक, एंड आई लुक्ड एट माय चाइल्ड्स फेस, आई वाज़ लाइक नो, I have all the reasons in this world to fight back whatever is pulling me down and put myself together for my child.
Hmm.
So वो human है ना to feel dejected and नहीं हो रहा है वाली feeling.
What's your love language for your daughter like?
ऐसे तो प्यार में मुझे लगता है सारी लव लैंग्वेजेस जो है ना वो सभी हैं मेरी समायरा के लिए,
Hmm.
क्योंकि उसमें physical touch भी आता है, as I all the time we love to hug and be together, and words of affirmations भी हैं, quality time भी है, acts of services भी है, जिसमें cooking भी आता है.
क्योंकि खाना सिर्फ खाना नहीं होता ना, इट्स माँ का प्यार। आपको खाना बनाना अच्छा लगता है?
I like to cook, मतलब I don't like to cook every day, but yes, I enjoy cooking. जब मेरा मन करता है या कोई मैंने नई रेसिपी देखी है and that then I want to try it for Samaira, and उसके लिए मुझे खाना बनाना बहुत पसंद है और जब वो खुशी-खुशी खाती है तो मुझे और भी अच्छा लगता है। और फिर मैं उसको बोलती हूँ जब वो अच्छे से खा लेती है तो यू हैव नो आइडिया कि कितना मुझे सुकून मिलता है आप जब अच्छे से खा लेते हो तो।
मम्मी की सबसे लाइक वो बच्चा अच्छे से
या
खा रहा है,
बच्चा अच्छे से खा ले
द
वो वाली
चाइल्ड इज़
फील।
वेल फेड इज़
तो यस, आई
सैटिस्फाइंग।
लव टू कुक फॉर समायरा।
बट एक बात बताओ मैम, इन दिस वर्ल्ड ऑफ सोशल मीडिया है ना, यू आर आल्सो ऑन सोशल मीडिया एंड द किड्स ऑफ टुडे आर ग्रोइंग अप विद सोशल मीडिया। हाउ डू यू प्रोटेक्ट योर चाइल्ड फ्रॉम द नेगेटिविटी ऑफ इट? क्योंकि
सब
दोनों चीज़ें आती है, अच्छा भी आता है, बुरा
ऑफ
भी आता
कोर्स,
है।
बट सबसे पहले तो लाइक समायरा has a profile on Instagram, but she does not go on social media. She doesn't watch it. I save videos which I want to show her of animals, of kids, something motivating. Then we sit together and then I will show only those saved videos to her. जिसमें या तो कुछ teaching है या we will laugh together or she will find something really cute. तो वो साथ में देखती है. Otherwise she doesn't have the access to any social media platform.
But I'm guessing as she grows older,
Of course,
she
then
will.
she will,
I don't
then
think
she
that's
will.
avoidable.
But वहाँ पर um, दो चीजें आती है। एक तो जो बचपन से आपने सिखाया है बच्चे को, अपने आप पर भरोसा रखना और गलत दिशा में ना जाना,
Hmm.
वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। एंड ऑनेस्टी सिखाना बहुत ज़रूरी है। आई हैव टॉट समायरा the importance of being honest. So honesty is not just on the face but behind your back also, and that is the real test of honesty. So Samaira, even if she has the phone in her hand, I know what she's watching, I know what she's playing, what she's doing. Like she loves to sketch, so she takes inspirations from Pinterest. सो
Hmm.
अगर आप Pinterest पे जाके देखोगे कि समायरा ने क्या क्या चेक किया है, तो वो सब स्केचेस ही होंगे। तो अगर वो आज उसमें है, तो आगे जाकर भी व्हेन शी विल हैव द एक्सेस एंड शी कैन वॉच व्हाटएवर शी वांट्स टू वॉच, शी विल नो क्या देखना है, क्या नहीं देखना है। और अगर कुछ गलत देख लिया या कोई ऐसी चीज़ है जो जो उसे नहीं पता होनी चाहिए, वो उसे पता चली, तो उसका खुद पे गलत असर नहीं होने देना है। और अगर मन में कोई डाउट है, तो मैं हूँ, आप आके मुझसे जो पूछना
Hmm.
चाहते हो वो पूछ लो। वो उसको पहले से बोला हुआ है। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि अब ये क्या है, इसका कोई बुरा असर हो गया और अब इट इज़ गोइंग टू रिमेन विद मी। दैट्स नॉट हाउ इट इज़। यू ऑलवेज़ हैव टू बी देयर फॉर योर चाइल्ड टू फील कंफर्टेबल इनफ टू कम एंड आस्क यू एनीथिंग, and you should be able to explain it to your child so that negativity will brush but not really make an
Impact.
impact on them.
Yeah. But like I feel like in today's, मुझे बुरा लगता है यंग गर्ल्स के लिए, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इंटरनेट ने ब्यूटी स्टैंडर्ड्स ना बहुत absurd सेट कर दिए हैं।
True.
अब हमको एक ही बॉडी टाइप और एक ही फेस टाइप समझ आता है, और हमें ऐसे लगता है एनीथिंग दैट इज अ डिविएशन इज समथिंग दैट डिजर्व्स टू बी क्रिटिक्ड,
Right.
जिससे मैं बिल्कुल अग्री नहीं करती।
जो आप कह रही हैं, मैं उससे 100 नहीं 1000% एग्री करती हूँ। और वो बात आप, इफ यू नो अबाउट माय ब्रांड व्हिच आई हैव रिसेंटली लॉन्च्ड, लव थाई नेचर, our philosophy, if you go and read on the website, is exactly what you're talking about, that
Hmm.
natural is beautiful, you are unique, and that is your beauty. You do not have to bow down to certain beauty standards set by people and start feeling lack of confidence in yourself because you feel that you have to be looking in a certain way or you have to fit into certain kind of clothes to be beautiful or
Yeah.
considered beautiful. So natural beauty is beautiful is what I totally believe in. You need to take care of yourself. You can enhance your beauty,
Hmm.
but by enhancing, that does not mean going and changing it completely. And that is also because you feel underconfident, because you feel I'm not good enough. No, you are good enough the way you are, is what I believe in, is what I have told my daughter. I've always told her that inner beauty is far more beautiful than the external beauty that we have.
Hmm.
And that is what we are promoting through our brand also. It is a skincare brand, but there we're not saying that you have to have a certain kind of color or flawless skin to be considered beautiful. You are beautiful the way you are. That
Hmm.
is what we've said, not just on the page but through our videos, through whatever I'm trying to spread through that brand. This is the message that we want to give. This is kind of a community that we want to build, where we say that natural is beautiful.
Ma'am, what is new that's coming up? What do we look forward to? What do we see you in doing outside of your business venture?
Okay, apart from my business right now, I am already in talks with couple of production houses for certain
Hmm.
shows, series, and I'm really, really hopeful that I will be able to talk about it soon. But right
Yeah.
now, I'm not at that stage.
Fair enough.
But I'm someone who has taken very long to say yes to any character. Like if you've seen my journey from one show to another, it's never been jumping from one role to another.
Yeah.
I've always taken breaks in between, and I've always only said yes to a character that I feel from inside that yes, I want to play this character,
Hmm.
and only then I would say yes to. So yes, I'm in talks. I am considering certain characters, but if it will materialize and will I be able to announce
When
it?
it will materialize.
When it will
Yeah.
materialize is when I will be able to
Manifest
talk
it.
about it.
Like your daughter
Because
says.
I'm not sure of it myself. That
Acha,
is
chalo,
why
theek
I'm
hai.
not saying that. If there is something that I'll feel that yeah, this is what I want to do, then I manifest it.
Fair enough.
There's
I think that's a fair
anything that
approach.
has not worked for me in the past, any show worked for me.
Anything that's not worked
That
for me.
anything that has not worked worked out for me, worked out for me.
Hmm.
Because in the long run, when I've looked at things, the way things shaped up, either I would have needed those dates free at that time for whichever show I did later, or that show didn't happen, or if it did happen, it didn't do well. So I've never ever had to regret saying
Hmm.
no to any project that I said no to.
That's
So,
also a good attitude to have in general.
yeah.
To have this perspective कि it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you.
I always look at it that way.
Hmm.
At least earlier, from the very beginning till now in my career, I've always looked at it that way. Personally, I started looking at it that way after a lot of reading and healing.
Fair enough. Ma'am, how do you unwind after hours? What do you do to relax and chill out?
The best relax and chill out for me is spending time with my daughter.
Hmm.
We play together, we talk together, we go out. We love going out on drives. We love having dinners together. अब वो बड़ी हो गई है तो अब उसको पसंद आता है अपनी पसंद के cuisine के लिए जाना. Like she loves to eat Asian food, so we
Hmm.
go have dinners at her favorite places and all. So for me, unwinding is with my daughter, and my me time also somewhere has her only, because even in my me time I'm always thinking of my daughter and for her. So
Hmm.
that's the best part of my day.
I'm sure you're a great mom. I can hear it in your voice and just how much you're talking about your daughter. And I'm sure that with so much love, you've given her a lot of self confidence also by, affirming to her every day that she's worthy and she's,
Yes.
good enough. And that's
I
amazing.
keep reminding her all the time, and we should remind that and make our children remember this, that they are worthy. It is so important, because I feel we all are a product of our childhood.
100%.
So the childhood trauma that we carry is what forms us, and we have these fears and everything. Our personality is shaped based on that. So अगर वो कहते हैं ना, नींव सही होगी तो इमारत सही बनेगी.
Hmm.
और चाइल्डहुड वो नींव है जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो आप अपने बच्चों को, कमिंग बैक टू योर हेलीकॉप्टर मॉम क्वेश्चन, आप अपने बच्चों को पूरे टाइम नहीं प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते, इवन इफ यू वांट टू. दैट इज व्हाई यू हैव टू टेल देम टू प्रोटेक्ट देमसेल्व्स.
Hmm.
एंड आप जब किसी मॉम को या किसी भी पेरेंट को एक ऐसा टर्म देते हैं जो थोड़े नेगेटिव तरीके से देखा जा सकता है, इसलिए क्योंकि प्रोटेक्टिव होने में भी ओवर प्रोटेक्टिव, देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड बीइंग ओवर प्रोटेक्टिव. अ मदर इज ऑलवेज प्रोटेक्टिव अबाउट द चाइल्ड. इन माई स्लीप ऑल्सो आई एम थिंकिंग फॉर हर एंड लुकिंग एट हर. अगर उसने क्विल्ट नहीं ओढ़ा है, खुली सोई है, एसी चालू है, तो आई विल पुट दैट बैक ऑन हर. Will that be considered being a helicopter mom? No. And when I tell her, you be your own helicopter, is that be watchful, be mindful,
Yeah.
and nothing is over. When she was an infant, I used to put द मस्किटो, वो जो क्रीम
Repellent,
होता
हाँ.
है, रिपेलेंट. मुझे बहुत मच्छर काटते हैं. अगर पूरी दुनिया में एक मच्छर होगा वो आकर मुझे काटेगा, ठीक है. बट व्हेन समायरा वाज वेरी वेरी यंग एंड आई नेवर वांटेड एक भी मच्छर उसको काटे, सो आई यूज्ड टू पुट दैट फॉर हर, बट वुड नॉट अप्लाई इट ऑन माई सेल्फ, मेकिंग श्योर कि अगर एक मच्छर आएगा भी तो मुझे ही काटेगा, बिकॉज मेरे पास तो कोई प्रोटेक्शन नहीं है ना. So will that be considered being an overprotective mom? No. A parent can never be considered overprotective. They are protective.
Hmm.
You have to tell your child to watch for themselves, because you cannot be around all the time. They step out of the house, they go to the school, they meet different people, they grow up, they move out of the house, out of the country, and there comes a time they have to live without the parents also.
Yeah.
So going back to how and why one has to be their own helicopter is this, and it is not in a negative way. When you are being watchful, you will be sure of what you are doing in life.
Is motherhood or the mother child relationship the only unconditional love that exists in the world?
110%. There can't be anything um, unconditional. There is no love that is unconditional apart from a parent child love. Everything else comes with conditions. Every love comes with conditions, be it
Hmm.
friends, be it anybody.
Hmm.
Anybody.
क्योंकि ऐसे रोमांटिक लव की डेफिनेशन होती है अनकंडीशनलिटी, मुझे तो नहीं ऐसे
There is
लगता.
no unconditional love apart from a parent and a child.
Hmm.
No. अगर ऐसा होता तो फिर एफर्ट्स नहीं डालने पड़ते रिलेशनशिप्स को मेंटेन करने के लिए. एफर्टलेस सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक ही रिश्ता है,
Hmm.
क्योंकि वो फीलिंग ही अनकंडीशनल है.
Hmm.
बाकी सब ओवररेटेड हो सकता है, अनकंडीशनल नहीं हो सकता.
Fair enough. ओवररेटेड हो सकता है, अनकंडीशनल नहीं होता. ट्रू. मैम, हम आपके जाने से पहले ना एक लास्ट गेम खेलेंगे. इट्स द लास्ट सेगमेंट of our show. It's called Spice It Up, क्योंकि आप आयुर्वेदा में इतना बिलीव करते हो और आपका बिजनेस भी इन्हीं प्रिंसिपल्स पे बेस्ड है, तो मैं आपको कुछ सिचुएशंस दूंगी, आप मुझे बताना एनी हर्ब और एनी स्पाइस, एनीथिंग दैट इज गुड for that
So
situation.
it is not just Ayurveda, it is nature combined with Ayurveda. So nature is the core.
हाँ,
That is what I'm a firm believer of nature, and I'm a nature lover. मतलब
डन. तो नेचर में क्या एग्जिस्ट करता है, आयुर्वेद में क्या एग्जिस्ट करता है, आपकी नॉलेज के हिसाब से आप बताना व्हाट शुड वन यूज फॉर क्लियर स्किन.
for clear skin, first and the foremost thing is what you are eating and drinking, because it starts from within. Everything starts from
Yeah.
within. But external use के लिए there are very basic ingredients which can work well. Say aloe vera or even rose, for that matter. Rose water works great for your skin. It is
Yeah.
very, very hydrating also. Everybody can have different issues, skin types mein. So to have clear skin according to their issues will be a detailed answer. But more or less, something like aloe vera or rose is great, and saffron is a great ingredient.
Yeah, saffron is a good
Put
spice.
in any kind of be it food, something that's edible, or applying it on your face. आप simple कच्चे दूध में ही saffron के 2 strands डाल के रख दीजिए और उसके बाद उसे अपने face पे लगा लीजिए. It will work wonders for you because it will hydrate, moisturize, and even glow up your skin.
For good digestion.
Good digestion, Zira water is great. Sauf ka pani is great.
For immunity building.
Haldi tea.
Haldi to overall it's like answer to
Haldi is
everything
great
is
in
turmeric.
skincare also. We have turmeric in our cleanser.
Period pain.
ये मैंने कभी ध्यान नहीं दिया. Period pain. I think उसमें सबसे ज्यादा जो हेल्प करता है वो हॉट वाटर बैग.
ठीक है, done. And hair fall?
Hair fall के लिए rosemary is great.
Yeah.
It's a great herb. Apart from that, you can have onion oil. अगर आप खुद घर पे बनाना चाहें तो मेथी दाना, अनियन और कड़ी पत्ता, इस तीनों को मिला के आप कोकोनट ऑयल में थोड़ी देर या तो इन्फ्यूज करके रख दीजिए 1 दिन के लिए, 2 दिन के लिए, या फिर आप थोड़ी देर उबाल के उसको ठंडा कर लीजिए और उसके बाद उसको छान के वो तेल लगाइए. इट विल डू वंडर्स फॉर योर.
इसमें से काफी चीजें मैं करती हूँ. आई ड्रिंक एलोवेरा जूस एवरी डे, आई ड्रिंक आंवला जूस एवरी डे, I have methi dana water every
No
day.
wonder your skin is so clear and beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we look forward to all the amazing things that you're going to be doing.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so
of
much.
course, I'm going to try the products.
I
And
really
the
hope
Kumkumadi
you tell
oil
me.
in particular, yeah. And
Yeah.
then I'll message you and tell you.
Please, I'll be waiting and looking forward to
Done.
it. And thank you for having.
Ma'am, before you go, we have a little present for you. These are a bunch of spices that you can use for cooking when you're cooking for your daughter.
I'm
Whatever
sure
that-
I'll enjoy cooking with you.